hold down engagements, hold down choke points, more so on like Rainmaker and tower control than splat zones, but having that middle presence with those long range weapons up from the snipe platform is huge as well.
This is definitely a set that could go to a Game 3, and if we do go to a Game 3, it'll be Rainmaker on Manta Maria, which I would be so excited to see. That's a pretty fun map mode combination to watch, but for now, we get into game number 1. Not surprised to see a Splat Brella come out from both sides here as that thing builds up the Inkstorm so quickly with that Sprinkler in tow. Burning going to be running the Splatter Shot here, so they'll have the splash down pretty quickly as Deep Blues is going to be the first team to grab the zone first. They will lose their Gal player, though, so they're going to have to be very careful in how they pick their engagements here. Burning doing exactly what we said that is an option for these teams, which is flanking all the way around, and SKR, by the looks of it, has no idea that they're there.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much the name of the game is if you can get those sneaky flanks off. Oh, exactly like this.
Look at that!
Huge. Really good job from Burning. If you can get the flanks off on this map without the enemy team having any idea, it's huge because you're just going to be able to take out 2 or 3 players at a time, and there's not really much they can do to stop it. Mystic almost falling off. That was so close. I thought for sure Mystic was done.
Yeah, almost falling off and almost getting that kill too, but they're going to have to back off smartly and try and maintain their life as they are also looking to build up that Inkstorm, which is so nice. One Inkstorm just ending on the side of SKR as they look to try and gain the lead back. Bruce not really finding too much by the looks of it, but will get the 4 down situation here. So now Deep Blues in a bit of trouble as they're rushing back from spawn to try and get into it. This should be a takeover of the lead for Spicy Kraken roll, so beautiful job done there. And Bruce locking down this left-hand side, which is a phenomenal job. Again, back to the point of the sloshing machine really is optimal at pretty much any range.
Yeah, no, it's such an interesting weapon because it works just so well on pretty much any engagement with any weapon. They do have that double Inkstorm going over the zone. Double Inkstorm on splat zones is just so much to deal with. Mifa staying alive nicely with that. Oh, wow, okay, so Mifa did really did do a really good job staying alive with that baller, but no, it was Taylor that was able to show up and find a triple kill out of that engagement despite having the... Oh, that was a quad. Taylor just got a quad. That's 5. That was 5. Going. Taylor's going in. Taylor's got the momentum. Taylor's not done yet. Oh, now Taylor's done.
Taylor's done. But, you know, the 52 gal is something in the baller meta that was a really popular weapon choice, and it's been overshadowed by other weapons, including its sister-in-law, the 96 gal. So to see it come out here and have Taylor pilot it so well, getting 5 kills in the process, that's going to be a definite lead change, and Deep Blues going to almost get to the halfway mark. It'll be SKR doing a great job of getting a 3-down situation forced and getting the zone back. But what a phenomenal job by both teams to force these big 3 or 4 down situations. Both teams have had one each, and so it gives me hope that this one could definitely go to a Game 3, and this should still be a very back-and-forth game that could go to full time.
Absolutely. Spicy Kraken Rolls is almost done with that penalty, but no, it looks like Deep Blues is able to actually take the zone back from the middle of the team fight. That's 3 down now on the side of Spicy Kraken Rolls. Deep Blues is now in a good position to be able to push up and try and hold this zone. It's completely up to their team play. They got the, okay, good, really good job 2v1ing the Brella. The best way to take out a Brella, obviously 2v1 them. Those engagements last for so long. If you're ever fighting a Brella, you just let your team know, hey, someone come help me with this Brella, and then you just 2v1 them, and it's really easy. You just get behind them. So really good job with the communication and the teamwork there. Able to take out Mifa very nicely.
Yeah, and you can see how clumped up SKR is. That's good in the respect that you can easily win engagements against enemy players that way, but you also have to watch out for things like Tenna Missiles that could be targeting you. But SKR really doing a fantastic job here, locking down the zone, but Taylor looking for a flank. They're going to find a kill onto Bob, who was locked into that Tenna Missile animation. Going to see if they can pick anybody off, but unfortunately a counter flank coming out.
I didn't think that was going to happen. That seemed like a little bit of a lack of communication on the side of SKR there, because Taylor got a really interesting flank and over the jump, which pretty much everybody should be able to see. But they actually got a second pick on whoever was up in the middle there before they were called out and then killed by the roller. So really good stuff by Taylor.
Brad also picked the wrong engagement there on Marsh. If you're a roller player, one of the worst weapon types you can go up against is that Brella, because they can just pop their umbrella portion of the weapon when they're about to be hit by that
Marsh going
attack,
in strong
and they
here.
can just stay alive with all of this shielding that they're doing. Marsh still somehow staying alive, looking for the kill onto the Carbon, which is a weapon I really have not seen a lot.
Okay, well, SKR, they need to get this zone now. There's only 5 points left. They got to paint it. It looks like they're going to be able to get it. So they do have Deep Blues has a pretty huge penalty right now. There's only less than a minute left in the game, and SKR has their work cut out for them.
Marsh trying to get back into it. Has that Inkstorm very nearly built up here. They have a great lead up to 5, so it's going to take a Herculean effort once again for SKR to come back into this one. Marsh going to throw down the Inkstorm for good measure, just trying to get this zone back. They've been one of the major presences on the zone, and not only is the Umbrella good for that, but it's also good for just taking out enemy players when they need to. And Marsh getting a bit aggressive there, overextending a bit in enemy territory, and that's going to allow Spicy Kraken Rolls an opening. The flame coming out again from Burning. They're going to get the kill there onto Bob, looking for any sort of double kill they can find, but that's already a 2-down situation on to the members of SKR. This one might be locked up for Deep Blues.
Deep Blues is doing a really, really good job. They're actually almost done with this penalty as they do lose control of the zone, but it looked like it could have been no overtime here. Or sorry, no overtime. It looked like it could have been a knockout for a second there, but no, the timer is going to tick down. Deep Blues is going to take that game with a very fantastic display of skill. They did it a very good job on that match versus SKR.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the Carbon Roller pick come out from Brett. Of course, it does have that Inkstorm, which is so nice to have, and the Auto Bomb as well, but the Carbon Roller as a whole is nowhere near as effective as it was in Splatoon 1. It takes a lot of precision. The hitbox where you can get that one-hit kill is a lot smaller and a lot more finicky, so you have to be very, very accurate. And then, of course, going up against weapons like the Brella is going to be such a difficult engagement for you because they can essentially block each one of your shots and then tap shot you to death with their main weapon. So as we move on now to tower control on Sturgeon Shipyard, I would expect at least one of those Inkstorm weapons to stick around. Also some Stingray weapons, as we've talked about many, many times today. It just locks down the entirety of the tower so easily that even if you just have one, it can be such a devastating special to go up against. And then Splashdown. Splashdown is kind of that ever-constant weapon, the special weapon that you really love to have. The Splatter Shot is one of the main reasons it sees plays, because the Splatter Shot in tandem with the Splashdown is such a nice weapon kit to have. The 3-shot combo, of course, being such a deadly thing to go up against. And then Taylor, I would not be surprised to stick with either the 52 or 96 gal. That 2-shot kill potential they were able to unlock so well, and that's part of why they were able to pick up the 5-piece in that game 1.
Definitely. And moving on to Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard, we're probably going to see more of the same team comps. Again, as you mentioned, that Splatter Shot is just so good with that splashdown to stay alive. The reason the Splatter Shot is so strong in the meta right now is because it can kind of just zip around the map with really good mobility. It's got the pressure from the burst bombs to try and find those picks. And if it's ever in a bad situation, it has that splashdown to keep it alive. So it has kind of like a window of error that it's allowed to make where it can still get away with it. And it's because of that the Splatter Shot's so strong right now, is that you can make mistakes and have it still work out. And just the kit that it has, the amount of painting that it can do, the pressure from the burst bombs, as well as that special, just completely rounded out to be a very fantastic pick in the current meta.
Looks like everybody's loaded in. Let's go ahead and check out what their weapon comps are going to be. Currently, SKR trying to find a foothold once again, as Deep Blues had a fantastic performance in that game number 1, but now we move on to Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard. Again, a very, very large map. Let's see what they've brought in. Mifa going to be going with the Forge Splattershot Pro, so that's going to have the bubble blower at their disposal. We do see the return of Taylor on that 52 gal. They're going to be running a lot of swim speed and some ink resistance, so they're going to be looking to be a mobile machine with that 2-shot kill weapon. Marsh acting as the shield here for Burning as they're trying to get some shots in on the members of SKR. Deep Blues will be the first ones to hop onto the tower, forcing a 2-down situation. And so far, the opening engagement going to Deep Blues. Effectively a full wipe, though.
Yeah, no, Deep Blues looking really, really strong right now. They got some good points on the tower so far, and they're still pushing it while SKR is on the respawn. Taylor's going to be pushing in, finds the pick on Mifa, and they've got this baller to go, so they're going to use it. They're going to stop the mini splatling. This is huge. Taylor's in a really good spot just kind of to stop Deep Blues, or sorry, to stop SKR from actually moving towards the tower. But no, Bruce doing a good job with his machine. Burning's going to be pushing up, and it's completely... If you look at this, SKR is doing a fantastic job defending this push, but they're still losing points. Deep Blues got up to 17 points on the tower in the midst of all of that. So Deep Blues did a really, really good job keeping that tower moving during the team fights, and SKR is not looking too good at the start of this match.
Yeah, 17 points in the first 50 to 55 seconds is such a hard thing to contend with, but they do have 3 specials at the ready. All 4 of their members are alive. The mini splatling is the last one to build up their special. Mifa's going to have this bubble blower for the tower push here as they get the kill onto Burning, and that's going to be such a nice thing to put around the tower to provide that defensive barrier. One going down for each team, and they have to pop it a bit early behind the tower. The bubble's getting popped and no kills being made.
Just running away with the baller. I like that.
Yeah, it's Taylor who, again, is using that baller so interestingly I think they're just playing it as a flanking weapon, using the baller to get behind the enemy team, and then seeing if they can pick people off without them really even noticing it. But so far, Deep Blue's going 2 down now, so SKR with a chance to come back in and have an opportunity of their own. They still have the Inkjet of the Octobrush, which again can be used as an excellent zoning tool. They're going to die with it, however, so no specials currently available on the side of SKR. However, for Deep Blues, they will have the splashdown at the ready, and map control definitely in their favor for the moment.
Absolutely. Like, Deep Blues is in such a good spot. They got it up to 17 points. They can still push if they want to. You know, it's just going to make it that much harder for SKR to be able to push back. But Deep Blues is doing such a good job with the defense right now. They're just holding mid. They're trying to stay alive, which is huge. Wow, actually, that Inkjet is going to go down. Okay, so now there's 2 down again on the side of SKR, which I didn't expect to happen so quickly. 3 down now. Deep Blues doing a really, really good job. It's just the mini splatling left. Looks like they're in some trouble. They got the pressure from burning. They're going to go down. There's an effective wipe now on the side of SKR. And Deep Blues, despite having a 17-point score right now with a huge lead, they still want to push. Look at that jump from burning. I didn't know you could do that. That's huge.
Barely making that jump to the lead is going to get pushed at least up to 7 here. Mystic still hanging around. 2 members are down for both sides, actually. Mystic going to hop on the tower here, and that might do it here. Nobody getting close enough on the side of SKR, so Deep Blue is going to come away with this one. A beautiful job, a 2-0 set victory, and they will be the second team to make it into that silver bracket finals.
Fantastic work from Deep Blues again. Spicy Kraken Rolls is not a pushover team, and Deep Blues did a very, very good job with a very clean 2-0. That Sturgeon Shipyard match was really, really good. They got a good early push. They kind of, you know, held their ground in the middle of the game, and then they got a nice end game push towards the knockout, and it's because of that they're going to be moving on to face Stay Fresh in the finals of the silver bracket.
Yeah, and it's really anybody's guess as to who's going to be the